This conference will now be recorded.
Hi everyone. We will give 2 more minutes for others to join, then we will start our session. Is my voice audible? Can anyone
Yes.
please confirm? Is my screen visible? Can anyone please confirm? Am I audible? Okay. Thank you, MC. Thanks everyone. Thanks for joining. With no further delay, let's start today's session. I hope my screen is visible and I'm audible also. So in today's session, first we will be learning about what is programming language. So before stepping into Java, what is Java, why we need Java, why Java is famous in market. So before jumping to the next level, the very basic thing we should try to understand. Then only we can learn the next subsequent sessions. So programming language, immediately when you ask somebody like what is Java, the very simple statement what they give is it is a programming language. But when you ask them what is programming language, they may not be able to explain what it is. So somebody, when they come and ask you what is programming language, you should be in a position to explain it. Say, I'm talking in a language, a human understandable language. It can be anything. It can be English, it can be Telugu or any South Indian language or North Indian language or any international language. So we are talking in a language where the other human can understand that. But when you take a computer, a machine, it will understand only the binary codes, zeros, ones. So for computer, it is all 0 and 1. But for me, I can't read if there are like 10 zeros together or zeros and ones or coming in a sequence, I cannot read it. So there should be something between me and my machine, that is my computer, that will help for the communication. So I have a task. Today I have a task like um, I'm creating one calculator application, very simple application they are giving me. You have to prepare one calculator application. So for calculator application means what and all we'll do? We will do the basic arithmetic operation, addition. I will get two inputs. So that inputs I will add and I will give one output, a result I will give. In that case, I know if I get an input as 2 and 3, two numbers I'm getting. One number is 2, another number is 3. I have to add this 2 and 3 and give a result as 5. This I know. I know the operation also. But to make it understandable, I'll be writing some code. An intermediate language between me and machine is called programming language. I will write a code. The code is nothing but set of instructions to my machine. So machine, it's like a robo only. It will understand if I give an instruction like start, stop, run, walk, something like that. I have to give some set of instruction to perform the addition of two numbers. To give the instruction, I cannot type zeros, ones, zeros. This I cannot give. So what I will do, I will write a language, a programming language, which is neither a machine language nor a human language. It is an intermediate language, which is understandable by computer. So directly, the machine won't understand the language. So what we will be doing is, we will give our instruction as a programming language, and that programming language will be converted to zeros and ones. That is later phase, but I will be writing only a language, programming language. It is a set of instructions. Java is one among them. So there are so many programming languages available in the market. You might have got chance to work one of them. So in your college days or in your school days, you would have learned about C++, or you would have learned about your any other programming language. Would have got chance, or you may not got a chance to do it. If that is the case, so you may have some basic idea. So let's keep everything aside. Now we will start from the beginning itself. So here what we are going to do is, we are going to write a programming language, that is set of instructions we are going to give it to the machine, and the machine is going to do the function which I need. Say for example, the sum, that is addition of two numbers, the machine has to do. So for that, I'm saying these are the inputs to you. Number 2 and number 3 are the inputs. When I say plus, you have to add it. When I say minus, you have to subtract. That is 3 minus 2, you have to do. When I say star, you have to do the multiplication. The rest of the functions I will be giving instructions. So this is called programming language. So programming language means what? It is a language which is understandable by machines so that the machine will complete my task. So some instruction I'm giving. So that is called a programming language. So we programmer are using that language. That's why it is a programming language. So you can tell in that way also. So I told, right, there are so many programming languages in the market, and some are still actively used by programmers and developers. Some are not that much widely spread. Why? So Java, if you see, if you ask, most of us, if you ask in the market now, they will say, "I'm a Java developer." Somehow, either they are do a development in Java or some automation using Java, some Selenium kind of scripts they will write. So they are using Java. So why it is widely spread? So there are so many things you can see it online, but I personally feel, based upon my work experience, the key and one of the unique feature why it is famous in market is platform independent. What is platform? First, we will see that. So I have assigned with a task, that is my calculator operations I have to do. If that is the case, I will be writing code only once. Okay, but the calculator program might be used by a Windows machine user. The same calculator program can be used by the Linux machine user also. But I won't be writing two different set of codes for different operating system. My program should work in Windows and Linux also. So that advantage we can see it in Java. So there is a slogan also available for Java program, that is, write once, you can run anywhere. So platform means the different operating system we are referring here. It is platform independent. That is, irrespective of the platform where you are going to use your code, where you are going to install your code, it will work. The only thing is it has to convert the code, the program I'm writing, into the machine wherever it is running. Some understandable should be done. That will be done by JVM. I will cover the JVM also in today's session. But for now, the understanding is it is platform independent. I will be writing only once, but the same code can be deployed in Windows machine. The same code can be deployed in the Linux machine. That's why it is famous in the market. It is a user-friendly concept also. It is not like if somebody is approaching you and they are saying that I'm designing one application, and Windows machine users would be there, and you will be sitting and writing the code and you will be handing over the code to them. Later on, after a month, the same person is approaching you and stating that this code I want to extend to the Linux user also, but it is not working. It is a drawback. So again, I have to sit back and write the code for Linux machine, means it is not user friendly. That's why Java is famous, because it is user friendly. The same code will work in different platform. Next thing is multi-threaded language with automatic memory management. First, let me cover the memory management, then I'll come to the multi-threaded concept. Memory management. Say, uh, let's take an example. You are provided with a rack, and in the rack, you can hold hundreds of books. If you want to hold the 101 book, the rack won't occupy that. What it will do? It will say no space. So obviously there should be proper arrangement should be there, proper books allocations, or you have to keep it in a proper way, either a vertical way. If you arrange in vertical, you can occupy more books, means it is good. If you arrange in horizontal and it will occupy more books, means it's good. But there are some programming language, what they will do, I'll take an example of C programming. In C programming, what we will do is, whenever I am dealing with any variables, any data, I have to specifically work on the memory allocation and deallocation. So I have to manually, as a developer, it is my responsibility that how to allocate a memory, how to deallocate the memory. If I didn't write the code for the deallocation, During the runtime, that is when real-time users are using my application, I will get an error and it will say that out of memory exception, some exception it will produce and it will cut the entire process itself. That is not the good thing. But in the Java, I'll be showing when we do the regular demos and all, you'll be learning that one. I least bothered about my memory allocations and deallocation because everything is automatic here. My Java, it's taking care of that activity. It is saying that you are a developer, you concentrate only on the programming, your developing part. You concentrate only on the requirement. If my requirement is addition of two number, you concentrate on the addition of two number. Why you are concentrating on the other aspects also? It is my responsibility and I will do it. So the memory management is automatic in Java. It is doing everything by itself. So how it's doing and all, we will see in the subsequent classes. So that is the concept of garbage collector and all. So the memory deallocation and all, garbage collector will take care. But the programming language which I told, right, you have to memorize all the syntaxes for memory deallocation also. Memory allocations also you have to remember. For different things, there are different syntaxes available. That's what we did in C programming days. But now I don't need to remember the syntax for the memory allocations and deallocations. It is all automatic. Then what is multi-threaded? Let me take an example of online shopping. So you are reaching one online shopping and you are logging into that and you are searching some product. Say you are searching a dress. So when you search a dress, there will be, and for you, for a user, it is like only one thing is happening. That is, I'm searching and I've selected something to my cart and I'm doing some payment and I'm completing my order. Behind the scene, when you click on each and every button, when you do any steps, I've told 4-5 steps, right? When you do these 4-5 steps, behind the scene, there will be n number of process will happen. Like when I want to place an order, when I click on it, what will happen, if I am a new customer, it will ask me to enter the shipping address, other things and all. If I'm an existing customer, if I already placed an order with some shipping address, it will prompt me. So what will we do? I will be just to click on the order button. But behind the scene, it will do two things. One is it will go and fetch in the database. That is, database is a place where you store all the informations. So if you are a customer, your customer information will be stored. It will go to the database. It will get the information about you and it will check how much is there any previously order is placed and for that order is there any shipping address is there means it will fetch the information from my storage and it will show it in the screen. You would have observed in your many of your online shopping app, it will say that it will have the your existing shipping address, it will show and it will say can I ship to the same address or you want to go with the new delivery address. It will give the radio buttons also. Some buttons would be there. You will be selecting that. So what is doing? It is doing 2-3 things at the background. So for you, it is single button click. So this is called multi-threading. So 2-3 actions or functions perform at the same time. Multiple functions are happening background. So that is called multi-threading. So multi-threading is one of the important feature of Java. So because of this feature only, it is standing unique in the market. It has come up with so many inbuilt methods which make the developer work easy because when the multi-threading concept itself important and interesting topic, I would say that, because for you, for a user, they won't see what is happening in the background. For as a developer, you will be writing hundreds of lines stating that when this thread is coming to picture, we have to do this function. When, for this getting an existing address, so I'll be creating a thread 2 and I'll be doing some activity. But finally, to show a page of the shipping address information, I'll be getting all the information, thread 1, thread 2, thread 3, how many threads I'm creating, everything I will put it in the same screen and I will be showing an input. So that is called multi-threaded activity. So Java made the work easy because as many processes you want to do, so you can do it background without giving any delay to the user. So this is the multi-threaded concept. You won't be seeing previously, maybe people who are using the internet for so many years, who are using these web pages for so many years, would have observed it. We have seen the spinnings and all. Like when you click on a button, you have to wait it. It will spin, spin, spin. Then finally, one row, it will add the data, and you will finally see the output. That is the old days stories. But now, when you click on it, immediately you are getting. There are two options. One is because of your internet speed. Second thing is the programming style also is modified. New concepts. Every programming languages are introducing. Technologies are available. So multi-thread is one of the important thing which is contributing on performance of your activities also. So these things, I would say that these are the important thing by Java is special in the market. So what is programming language? It is a language which is understandable by the machine. So by using this language, I can give the instruction to the machine, and finally I can make the machine to perform my activity. And by Java, so many things they will say. Reliable, security, yes. These are all available in other programming language. We cannot comment on other programming language because everyone is unique in their own way. But personally, I feel that these are the points which made Java unique in the market. So you can also say Java is providing the security, and you can say that platform independent, multi-threaded concept, then memory management. Next thing is tools installation. So before jumping in the tools installation, I will be covering some jargon words because some of the developers who really doing the development also they don't know this, and they get confused. So I will cover the jargon words. Today's session I'll be having some slides because some of you would be very new to Java. So I'll be covering the basic concept using the slides. Then we will immediately jump into the our practical or demos and examples using our editors, and we will be doing. So first we will see, this is one of the important or famous interview question. You can see it in many online sites. Uh, what is the difference between JDK, JRE, and JVM? So these three things, and many developers will confuse with that. So let's clear it out now. So I will start with JVM. What is JVM? JVM is nothing but Java Virtual Machine. This is the expand form of the JVM. The last thing here, it's JVM. So I was telling you, right? I write a code. So I'm using my desktop and or laptop, and it's a Windows based one. And I write my code, and I created my calculator program. This calculator program might be used by a user who is having a Windows machine. This calculator program might be used by a user who is having Linux machine. So in that case, it should work. There only the JVM come into picture. When I install my code into Windows machine, another Windows machine, it is not the same laptop where I developed the code. So I will be compiling this and I will be giving to someone else to use it. When I use it, the JVM come into picture. So every Java file I'll be converting to .class file. So I'll be explaining that and all when I do the first program, my Java program I'll be showing. For now, you just keep it in one thing in mind, like you have created a Java program and you have handed over to a Windows machine. That Windows machine, how it will run? I should give the instruction in zeros and ones. I cannot give only the programming code, it can't understand that. So zeros and ones, somebody has to convert. So who is converting my code to zeros and one? It is JVM. JVM is responsible for converting your code to the zeros and one, which machine can understand. So that is called JVM. That's Java Virtual Machine. Next thing is JRE. Okay, this is Java Runtime Environment. So let's segregate the person, like I'm the person who is developing the Java application and you are the person who is using the Java application. Two different persons are there. So if I am a developer, what I need? I need some extra things than you. That is, I need some libraries, I need some supporting files and all. But for you, you don't need all those things. I need some basic prerequisites which makes me to run the or install the Java program. You would have seen it like some application when you download, it will say that the prerequisite is you should have a JRE version, so and so they will give a version. If you have the version only, you can install. You might think that I'm not a developer, why I need it? Why you need it is it needs some environment, it needs some uh, space for you to make it work, your application to work. That is called JRE. So JRE is the Java runtime environment. That is running your application. You are installing the Java application in your laptop means you need a JRE. So JRE, what it will do? It will have two things. One is JVM plus some libraries. The library is needed for running the application which I developed into your, if I develop a code, it should work in your machine, right? So it needs some libraries. So JRE is nothing but combination of JVM and your libraries. So once you get the JRE, obviously what it will do? I have JVM, right? So JRE in turn as a JVM. So my code can be easily converted to zeros and ones in your machine, and your machine can understand. You are using a Windows machine, it can understand. So for example, the same code if I want to install in a Linux machine means there also I need the similar setup because the zeros and ones conversion for Windows machine and zeros and one conversion for the Linux machine won't be same. And again, I'm saying if I'm creating zeros and ones for one laptop configuration, it won't match with the another laptop because based upon your laptop processor, the zeros and one combination will vary. So that's why you need a individual JRE in your laptop. Based upon your laptop configuration, JVM will change the zeros and ones accordingly and you will be using. So that's why we are going for JRE. Then finally we land into a place called JDK. What is this JDK? So as a developer, we have to use this. So why? Because JDK is nothing but it's a Java development kit. For a developer, you need it. What is this? It is the whole thing in cyan you can see, right? Java runtime environment, that is JRE plus development tools. As a developer, apart from the libraries specified here in the middle, I need some extra libraries. I need some extra support because I'm developing something. For end user, it is different, but I'm going to develop something from the scratch means I need some additional jars, I need some additional files and classes and all. So that is needed. So JDK is nothing but my JRE plus the development kit. So this is called JDK. So this is how the hierarchy comes in. So JDK is a complete package. So it has everything. What it has? It has JRE. What JRE has? JRE has JVM. So this is the hierarchy we follow. But for your code to work, the bare minimum thing what you need is JVM is mandatory because without JVM you cannot run your code. This is the thing. So let's quickly go through this chart at the bottom. I am writing something that is called source code. I'll be writing some code, some .java file. So that is called source code. That will be compiled. That is, I will be converting the plain code into a class file. So that will be done by Java compiler. Then the JVM come into picture. So I'll be installing in, I'll be running in my same machine or I'll be giving my code to someone else to use it. Then the JVM come into picture. So it will convert that into machine code. This is the complete flow of your code, starting from source code to your machine code. This is the complete flow. So there are some theoretical aspects also I'll be covering. So what is JVM? JVM will convert your byte code, that is dot class file from my laptop. I'm giving you a dot class file to you means it will convert the dot class to the code which is understandable by your Windows machine, your laptop, your desktop. And JRE is nothing but it is designed to run other software. So if I have developed a program and that program you want to use it means you need a JRE. Okay. And final thing is JDK. I have to develop a Java code. I need some inbuilt things and all, some classes and all I need, some supporting files I need it. So for that, I need a JDK. So this is the JRE, JDK and JVM explanation. Next thing and all, so this is theoretical concept. When I do a real-time thing, I'll be showing what is JDK, where it will be used and all, I'll be showing you. For now, it is a theoretical concept. Next thing is types of Java platform. So it won't be asked in your interview question, but it's good to know. You should know if you are going to become a Java developer. So what is available in the market, you should be knowing it. So there are different editions. We call it as edition. Okay, so some people will say types. So we call it as edition. Different editions of Java available in the market. So the very first edition is standard edition. You can see it. Some places you will see SE, some places you will see EE. So SE means the standard edition. What is the standard edition? So you are a student. You are trying to learn Java newly, and I'm a trainer. I'm going to perform some demos, and I'm going to write some example programs. For that, I need Java. If that is the case, we can go for the standard editions. So standard editions have some certain limits. It is open source. It is free of cost. You don't need to pay anything for that. You can use it. It won't have the extended feature of Java. It will have a feature which is sufficient for us to learn Java. So that thing will be available in Java Standard Edition. All basic types would be there and some high level classes would be there. So this is the Standard Edition. Because I'll be using in only one laptop, I'll be writing my code and I'll be showing you guys. That is the activity I'm going to do. I'm not going to do any extra things like connecting 2 3 machines at a time and having some loads. That and all I'm not going to do. In my laptop, I'm going to open one editor. I'm going to type the code. I'll run and I'll show you the output. Similarly, you will be doing the same activity. For us, standard edition is fine. But if you take an organization, a big company who has thousands of employees, and they have to maintain the customer data, some security policies would be there. Performance they have to maintain, and they feel that based upon the customer, some reliability need, some additional support is needed, and extra feature is needed. Then obviously they will go for the enterprise edition. Enterprise edition means you have to pay for it because they are giving additional support to us. You have to pay for it. Some small startup companies and all, they will be using the standard edition itself. But a big organization, they always prefer the enterprise edition because of the security and other protocols they follow, the company policies and all. So as they pay, they will get extra support than the standard edition. The third thing is micro edition. So this is like when you are planning to do a development for small devices, that is for the mobile phones. When you are planning to do a mobile phone based development, then you can go for the micro edition. And last one, Java effects. This is nothing but your, if you are going for a internet, that rich internet application which need more of a lightweight UI and all, then we will go for the Java effects. But for the training purpose, for this course, I'll be using standard edition only. Again, so now we are going to see tools installation. So here there will be some classes available. Like some people will say I have a separate machine. Some people will say that I don't have a dedicated machine. So we will see how we can handle both this type of students. First thing, I will cover a student who doesn't have a laptop. For core Java alone, yes, we can somehow manage. So what we can do is, you can open your browser and in the uh, okay. So is my screen visible?
Yes.
So people who doesn't have a laptop but they want to practice Java, and you can very well type, this is available, Java online compiler. When you type it, there are so many options available. So many people are supporting us to learn Java. You can pick any one among them. So you will get your very first program, your Hello World, any programming language. Your very first thing is Hello World. So here also they will give you your very startup program, and either you can modify here. At the top you can see the run. When you run it, right hand side you can see the result. You can type anything here. So this is the online compiler. I'm typing something like welcome student, and I'm running it here. I can see welcome student. So this is your online compiler. You can very well practice my daily activities in the online compiler. So you can open it in your mobile phones also. It is you can access it, and the only thing is how comfortable you are in typing, but it will work for you. You can open and you can check it. So many options I told, right? Different sites are there, online GDB. So one more tip from my side: when you are attending an interview for a core Java interview, and the important ask would be, they will ask you when HR approach you to schedule an interview. They will ask you, there will be a coding session. Please be prepare yourself. So most of the time, some students what they will think is I don't have a laptop. They will cut short that interview itself. They won't even attend the interview. So what you can very well do is you can take the option of online compiler. And some students, what they will do is they will borrow the laptop from their friends, and they will think that I can't install an IntelliJ and I can't install an Eclipse. I can understand the challenges. So what you can tell your panelists is you can request them with stating that I don't have a dedicated ID in my machine, but I'm good in doing my coding. Can I use the online compiler? So you can get the approval from them, and very well you can open online compiler. You can open how I open that. You can open and you can type your code inside that, whatever code you want. So you can type inside this, and you can execute, and right hand side it will give you the result. If you make any mistake also, okay, it will show you the error. It will give you in line number 8. So the semicolon is expected and it's not available. So nowadays, these online compilers are handy. You can very well try it for your interview if you don't have a ID with you. Now let's go back to the uh, thing, like when you have a chance. I prefer that if you have an option to install IDE, please go ahead with IDE, because initial stages I'll be showing that IDE how comfortable or user friendly for you guys when you are a learner, because IDE itself will prompt me some suggestions and all. It will give then and there, and I can easily fix it. So debugging wise, it will be really easy. So let's see that one. So again, for installing IDE, you need two things. The very first thing is you need a JDK, because I told, right, we are developers and we need a JDK. So for that, what you are going to do is JDK download. Open Google, your browser, whichever browser you have, you open that and you type JDK download, and there will be an option from the Oracle site itself. So this is the official site. Oracle is supporting us for this JDK thing. So you can very well go to the site. Inside the site, when you scroll down, so very first option you can select, okay, downloads. It will take you directly to the downloads, and there will be so many options available based upon the operating system you are using. So if you are using a Windows operating system, you can very well go and select on the installer option. So if you click on it, it will download the file and you will have an exe with you. So as it is a time consumption process, I'm not going to show you that is like download. What I'm going to show is, um, This you download, and when you double click on it, you might have installed so many softwares, right? It is straightforward. You have to click on the I agree after reading the agreement. Next, 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 finally finish. There won't be any deviations. This Jdk installation is very straightforward. You don't need to any other additional step. Just click on the next until you get a finish. This is done. So you have a Jdk installed in your machine. And what I'm going to do next is Intellij. So Intellij also, this is the IDE. I told you in the demo session also. There are so many IDEs available in the market. We have taken the four famous things: Intellij, Eclipse, STS, Visual Studio Code. These things will be using. Eclipse, I got review from some of the students that their machine got slow performance wise. It is it their laptop slow after installing Eclipse, like some performance issues. So Intellij, I got a good feedback from students. So for Core Java, you can very well install Intellij. So again, the same steps. Intellij download. When you click on the Intellij download, first options you can select. So JetBean they are supporting. So this is what I was telling, right? So left hand side you can see something called Ultimate Edition. So here you have to pay for it. So it is a enterprise development. So for companies and all, they will purchase the license and they will be using. So again, let me explain that part also. When you are into a organization, when you are working for a company, uh, if it is a startup company, they what they will do is they will allow you, like you can download your software online. You can very well download and do the coding. But when you are into the enterprise world, like a big organizations and all, they won't recommend you, they won't allow you to download any software on your own. They're providing a laptop to you. If you have a company provided laptop, you're not allowed to download some softwares. There are some process, like you are a developer, right? To support a developer, there will be set of people. The main work itself is when you approach them for any software, say you need an Intellij means, instead of you go and download it, you will be approaching those set of people and you will ask them, say, I have a requirement that I want Intellij in my laptop, in my desktop means, you will be approaching the person. So again, different process. Some organization you will be approaching in person, you will be reaching the person and you will be talking. Some organization has a dedicated process that you will be stating that this is my employee ID, I belongs to this team, and I need Intellij for so and so reason. You will be adding and you will be creating a ticket, and that ticket will be assigned to a specific person in the support team, and that supporting person will connect with you and it will take the machine remotely. They will take your machine remotely and they will use the license. If they are an enterprise organization, then they will purchase it in bulk and they will keep the license key with themselves. They won't share it with you. So they will take it in remote. They will add all the keys and they will install the Intellij and they will hand it over to you. This is the process. If it is a startup company, yes, you will be landing here. And if they say that budget and other concerns are there, we won't be paying for license. Yes, if they are ready to compromise on other things, they said okay, security and other things are all okay, you be careful, don't download something, some instruction they will give. And the community version you can download. So it is straightforward. Here you will click on download. One exe file will be downloaded. So I already installed Intellij. So what I'm going to do here is I will be walking you through the screen. Intellij, how to install. The same JetBrains JetBrains itself, they have the step-by-step installation guide. So today I will prefer whoever has a laptop, whoever has an option to install it, install. If you face any issue, please ping, I'll be supporting. So, but this instruction is already available. So this is the path. You can go and type in your browser itself. You can type in the Google browser. You can say that Intellij installation guide. When you type it, this page, it will recommend. When you click on it, so you will have the exe with you. It will be in your downloads folder or whichever folder you are selected during the download, it will be there. Once you do this, same thing, day itself is told, right? When you double click on it, same process. It will ask you one license agreement, it will show. So you have to click on the I agree, then next button. So this is the only page will look different for you. So this page alone, this page, if you want to create a shortcut in your desktop, that is you want an icon in your desktop, you can select it. If you don't want to do anything, okay, then you can leave it as it is. So here add bin folder to the path. If you want to set it, yes, we can very well add it. Then click on next. Finally finish. So next. In this page, if you need a shortcut, you will be clicking on it and you will be finishing it. That's it. You will have a icon in your desktop like this. This is the Intellij IDE. When you double click on it, it will bring you to this stage. This is your Intellij screen. So first I will tell you how to start from the scratch. On the topmost, you can see something called file. Under that, you have new. So I am going to create a new project. So under this project only, I will be adding all my demos. Throughout this code Java, what and all I am teaching you, I'll be adding my things, my contents, my files into this project only. When you are become an organization member, like when you're working for a company, obviously they will have a project already created. You already did the program, or you are the first one who is going to create a project, that is you are going to develop a activity from the scratch, means this is what you have to do. So new project, you will be clicking and you will be doing. So I'll be explaining few more things. Okay, it is very rare case that that you have to start everything from scratch. Most of the organization, especially on a big organizations, there will be a project already created and there will be some team members available. They will develop some code and they will be using it, and that code only they will. When you join, immediately you won't get all the access. What they will do is you will have a mentor, and that mentor, a fellow team member only. Mentor is nothing but somebody they will assign, your TL or your team or your manager. They will assign a person to you, stating that employee one has joined newly to our team. So, senior developer, why can't you guide the new one? So what they will do is, so when you need some access and to download the file, so in the first week itself, very rarely you will get it. So what you will do is, they will share you the zip file. So whatever the existing code is there, they will share you the zip file and you will get it, like they will share it to your machine. You will unzip it, you will have a folder, and that folder you can upload here. Project from existing source. Existing source means somebody has already created some existing sources there and you are using it. And next thing is, once you get access means there is a concept called a repository. So I told you, right, a big company or team means obviously even a small company. A team means there will be 3 people, 5 people, 8, 10 people, so many people would be there. And all 10 people will be working together. There are some cases employee 1 and employee 2 might be working in the same file on the same day, and some chances are there you might have override the employee 2 code, or employee 2 can overwrite your code. Override is nothing but in line number 1 you would have added some instructions, some code you would have written, and you will think that I'm done with my activity. You will hand over the code to a person and you will go. The employee 2 also will work on the line number 1 with some other instruction. So it will give some confusion. Your code will be messed up. Any one code will be your final code. So either your code will be lost or that employee 2 code will be lost. So what they will do is, there is a concept called a repository. There are so many famous repositories available. You might have heard something like Git or Jit. So people will pronounce this differently, Git repository or Git repository. And Tortoise SVN is there, and so many things are all available in the market. So one of the famous thing is Git repository. What they will do is they will arrange your they will arrange your files, your classes, everything in a specific order, like how it show in your IntelliJ. The same thing, a structure will be created. It will be arranged. When somebody want to do a code, like when you're going in the morning and if you want to do your coding means, you will pull the file or pull the code. Code means single line and all, you can't get it. You will download. It's a term is pull. In Git, you will use something called pull. The term is pull, but actual activities, you will download the file from Git repository, and the folders you will download. You will do the coding and you will push the code. That is, you will upload the file to the Git repository. Git repository is a centralized place where all the developers will give the code and it will be stored. Instead of giving the file to your TL, instead of handing the file to your manager, it's like sometimes it will miss also. What they will do, there is a centralized place where you will store your code and you will retrieve your code. Not only you, it is for the entire team. There is a central repository. So you will pull the code, you will do the coding, you will push the code. That is, you will upload the code to that. When you and employee two together, like both of you are doing at the same time, means this for a TL, when he has to manually do, it is a hectic process. But the repository will say that already the employee one gave me a code. Today morning, both of you would have picked the code, but you would have uploaded your code on like at 11 o'clock itself. 11 a.m. itself, you completed your task and you uploaded. But the employee two is uploading the code at 4 o'clock means you get an error stating that you took a code at 9 a.m. That is version number 1, and the employee 1 already uploaded a file at 11 o'clock itself. So his code is the latest code and you are trying to upload a old code that is outdated. I won't allow you. So what you have to do, you have to, that is the instruction to employee 2 is giving, like the repository is giving an instruction to employee 2 stating that employee 2, you are late. Already employee 1 gave me the latest file. So what you have to do, you have to take the 11 o'clock code again, add your update, what and all lines you want to add it, and then you give me a new code, I will take it. So this is the actual functionality of the repository. With this, what will happen is, how many number of team members you have, there is no confusion. There is no concept of missing, overwriting and all. The repository will take care of everything. And if a machine crash or whatever happens, if you have a cloud concepts and all, you will have the code. So anytime you can pick the code, you can do the activity, you will upload. You don't need to wait for your TL to come and say that this is the code, please have the file, and file size is big. You are not able to transfer to your TL machines. Old days, these and all happened, but now it is all rectified because of this repository concept. Why I'm explaining this is, either you will get a folder, that is when you join in the first week, you will get a folder and you'll be using, or we will be using version control. So you can configure once you get the access after 1 week or 10 days, you will get an email address, everything, the access and all will be generated for you. In version control also, they will create a access to you and they will give this is the user ID, this is the password for you to access the version control. If they are giving means, you can configure that. You can very well get the code from the version control directly. These are the 3 ways you can access the code. The very first thing is, you can create your own project. The second thing is, you can use the existing project in 2 ways. One is, if somebody share you the folder, you can upload the folder to this IDE, that is IntelliJ, and you can use it. Or if they give the access to the place, the storage place itself, yes, you can use the user ID and password for authentication and you can use. For now, what I'm going to do is, I'm going to create a project. So this is newly I'm going to do, and I'll be using it. So because I'm not going to use a centralized repository, so many team members are not there. I'm the only person who is going to give an example to you. So state project and create it. And here, Don't get confused with so many things in the screen, because this IDE, Intellij IDE, will support so many things. But for our training program, the core Java program, there are some things, the bare minimum things you can understand. That alone, I will be telling in the day one. When I touch upon the topic on each and every section, I'll be touched upon everything. So now I have to name a project. So I have to give some name to my project. So what I'm going to do is, I'm going to give something called uh, core core Java. So I'm giving some name to my project. So this is the core Java, and I have to give the location, because what are all the activities I'm doing, it will be saved in my local, my laptop somewhere, it will be saved. So wherever I have space, wherever you have space, C colon, D colon, E colon, wherever you have space, you can select. So what I did is, in D colon, I've created a folder itself called Java code, and I'm trying to keep all my codes there. It is like saving your code. Then I told, right, create Git repository. So if somebody already created a project in Git repository, you are using, that is different. You are going to develop from the scratch. You are the new developer, but they have assigned you task with starting something from scratch. Your responsibility to create a repository also means, you can check this, but we are not going to do this. Is very rarely it will happen, because for a trainee or newcomer, they won't be assigning you, but it's good for you to learn it. Next thing is, we are going to do a development, that is Java development. So I'm selecting this option. And next thing is build a system. So for core Java, you can select Intellij itself. Maven and Cradle are the one used for the Spring Boot development. So Spring Boot is next topic to us. After completing the core Java, in this complete journey, we will be learning Spring Boot also. After core Java, the second topic is Spring Boot. But for now, if you are using Intellij, when you learn a Spring Boot, you will be using Maven or Cradle. For Spring Boot concept, for core Java, we will leave Intellij itself. Then in JDK, you have to select something. So prior to Intellij, I have installed JDK in my machine, right? The step one is JDK installation, step two is Intellij. So I have to select the Intellij, which is recently downloaded. So after clicking on next and finish button, it will be available in your machine. So it will prompt you what are all available. If you have more than one version, you can pick whichever you feel comfortable. I'm going with the 18, the latest one which I have downloaded. Then the next thing is add sample code. By default, this checkbox won't be checked. Like it will be like this only. When you are creating for the very first time, it won't be available. So what you will be checking. Why I'm doing it is, it will create me one sample program. I showed you, right, when I opened the online compiler, that itself has showed me one hello world program to me. It has written some code for me. Predefined program is already available. I didn't write any code, but the online compiler gave me some code, right? Here also, if I want a predefined code with a basic skeleton for Java program, means these are the basic things to be there. Something is there. I will be covering the subsequent sessions. What are the basic things it's needed for a Java program? It will be created automatically. For that, what I have to do? Add sample code. I will click, and straight away I'm clicking on create button. So this window. So now my environment is set. I got a new project called Core Java, and inside this Core Java, if you look at this is the skeleton. I told you, right? Something will be created automatically. I didn't write any code, so I just clicked on the button available, that is add the sample code, and it just created me a sample code with this information. So in today's class, I'm going to just run this program. I'm not going to go in detail, because if I continue with the skeleton, I have to complete. I don't want to stop in middle. So in the interest of time, I will run and show you. So this is my very first Hello World program. So to run this program, I have some green buttons next to this. When I click on the green button, this is my very first time, right? So it is taking some time. At the bottom, you can see it is building my code. It is compiling my code. So what is this building and compiling this? I wrote code here, right? So this code has to be changed into a format. I told you. So that format from .java. So this file has an extension of .java. This has to be converted to .class file. Then the .file should be converted to machine code, zeros, and everything will happen in the back. This is Mohan. Can you hear me now? Others, can you hear me now? Can anyone please confirm? Thank you. So what I have done, this is a sample program. I didn't write any program, but this is my simple hello world program. Even if I write also the same thing I would have written. So what I did as Java class was created by the ID itself, and I ran the program like this is the way you have to run it. You have to click on the triangle, the green triangle, then you have to click on the run option at the top. When you do it, it will take some time for the very first time because it has to download some jars and other things and all. Very first time it will take like a minute or 2 minutes of time. Then I got this output. So in tomorrow's session, I'll be covering each and every line in the screen, and I'll be explaining the skeleton of Java and rest of the things. Okay. Any